Even though my voice is still mostly out, I thought it was time to get this channel got back to its roots and did a good old-fashioned comic book review. This time we're going to talk about Chip Zdarsky's first finished arc in the Batman run, Batman Failsafe. So, spoiler alert now, we're going to be talking about the entire story, including the ending, so if you haven't read it or you want to, go check it out, then come back and see the video. Otherwise, we're going to be breaking down Failsafe. So Failsafe is a story about Batman being framed for the murder of the Penguin. And so Batman, with all of his contingency plans, should the Justice League go rogue or any of that, it activates a contingency plan that Batman himself has gone rogue, that he put into place himself, and then I guess hypnotized himself to forget about. And that contingency is a robot called Failsafe. So Failsafe is a robot built to counter Batman and all of his ways of getting out of trouble and surviving. And basically what you're looking at is, if you see the Rick and Morty with the Heist Bot, this is Heist Bot. He is a robot with layers of contrivancy to cancel all of Batman's plot-breaking contrivancies. So, first this thing fights Batman, he's just completely overwhelmed. He has no defense, no ability to overcome this thing because it's prepared for all of Batman's equipment. It's prepared for all of Batman's countermeasures, all of his moves, everything. He's programmed everything he is into this robot. So ultimately, he decides to retreat into the subconscious persona of the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, hoping that he had created something within this persona that's not quite part of himself that didn't make it into the robot. But unfortunately, Failsafe was prepared for this level of contrivance, and so it's able to easily overcome the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. So the Justice League and the Batman family end up having to converge to try to defeat Failsafe in a big battle, but it turns out Failsafe has pretty much turned the entire city into a Justice League or Batman family trap, where he has got all of their weaknesses just programmed throughout the city. Exploding gas bombs for the Martian, kryptonite blades for Superman, a sound-canceling zone for Black Canary. He has thought of everything because he figured Batman would try to get the Justice League to help him defeat Failsafe himself, so he was prepared for that level of contrivance as well. So this leads Batman to kind of honestly end up using the Justice League to try to buy him some time, and he lures the robot up to the Watchtower after he's kind of dispatched with the League and the Bat family. And the plan doesn't go well up in the Watchtower, but he does manage to teleport himself out into space. And then there's a pretty good sequence where Batman actually falls from the moon to the Arctic Circle and survives. So I won't break that thing down for you because it was a whole thing, but he ends up falling from orbit and landing outside of the Fortress of Solitude, where Superman is recuperating with Robin. And Superman tries to buy him a bit more time while Robin and Batman try to gather whatever they can for a final assault. Batman was able to crack the superstructure of Failsafe while they're fighting on the moon, so he surmises that there's actually a possibility that he can introduce a kind of a nanobot reprogramming device that will make enough of subsequent change in Failsafe's personality that they're able to reason with it. Basically, they want to give it compassion so that it'll stop its hunt. It'll actually listen to reason and not just completely silence out all of Batman's words to it. But honestly, it's not enough. And in the end, Failsafe actually wins, and he terminates Batman. And that's how the story ends. And I was pretty surprised by that. I wasn't expecting Batman to just lose, but that's exactly what happens. And there's a couple of great little scenes in there where Batman's inner dialogue says at the end of the day, Batman is just like everyone else. He survived everything until he didn't, and then he died. And Robin starts pleading with it, saying, hey, why would you do this? You were supposed to have compassion. And as Failsafe turns and just walks out into the snowy tundra, just says to Robin, well, this is compassion. He basically put Batman out of his misery. So that's it. That's Batman Failsafe. Surprising ending. I didn't expect it to go that way, but it did. And kind of talking about the way I have, it may sound like I didn't like this run. I actually really did like this run. I thought it was fun. It was off the wall. It was really crazy. A lot of crazy stuff happened. Justice League getting beat up by a big Batman robot. Batman falling from the moon and surviving. It's all crazy, but it was good comic book stuff. I enjoyed it. It was all good action, really good set pieces. I liked Failsafe as a villain. Batman always has all the, what if somebody goes rogue contingency plans. So it was neat to see Batman's what if I go rogue contingency put into place. I thought that was fun. So yeah, I thought this was a good story. One of the elements I liked about it was the Robin in the story is Tim Drake. Tim is with him pretty much the entire story. And Chip Zdarsky doesn't mince words in saying Tim Drake is just the best Robin, which some people are going to agree with, some people are going to disagree with. I always liked Tim Drake as Robin. I thought he was cool. I liked the whole Dick Grayson has moved on to bigger and better things. Jason Todd was the failed Robin. And then you have Tim Drake, who is probably the most, even over Damian Wayne, the most like Batman as far as intellect and ability. And he even goes as far as to say that as they're going out to fight Failsafe, there's a little line in there about how really Batman and Tim are the two that work best together because Nightwing is too improvisational, Damian is too headstrong, and Jason Todd is too out of control, but Damian is the one that pays attention. He's the good student. So that was a really cool little moment, little indication of storytelling that he did there. Then you had the rest of the Justice League getting involved, which really made this feel like a DC-centric story. I mean, the entire DC universe had to converge to stop this problem. And yeah, is it a little hyperbolic to think that this one robot can take all these threats out, even with Batman's preparation and everything else? Maybe, but it was still fun to see. It was a good fight sequence. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, ultimately I recommend Failsafe. There's a lot of other just neat moments and surprises beyond just the ending that is there to enjoy. And I just thought it was good. I thought it was a good series, a good start to Chip Zdarsky's run. I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. And yeah, that's it. So promising start, and it's always good when DC actually does something right. So I kind of want to highlight that as much, crap as I give them for all the wrong turns that they make. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got for today. So let me know if you read the book, if you liked it. We'll talk about it in the comments below. And of course, while you're there, do all the usual stuff. Like, subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd love to have you. And that's going to be it. My voice is just about gone. Hopefully in the next video I sound a bit more like myself. And I'll talk to you then. Bye.